As my coach lifts me up from getting tackled in a youth soccer game, he sees a few tears trickle down my face. He slaps me on the back and says, "Wipe those tears off your face and be a man." Kids, teens, and young men hear this phrase nationwide, and it creates a negative view on men who show emotion. This saying, "be a man," has created a generation of men who lack an ability to share and express their emotions out of fear of being looked down upon as weak. With this fear of being portrayed as weak, men around the country hold in their emotions in hopes that they will just go away. Unfortunately, this is not the case. Bottling up your emotions will only cause them to grow and can sadly result in some men taking their own life. The CDC statistic showed that although males make up roughly 50% of the population, they make up nearly 80% of the total suicides. Using the Rotary's four-way test, we can see that making disparaging comments about men's emotional strength is unethical. The first question, is it the truth that we are living during a men's mental health crisis? Men die by suicide at a rate 4 times higher than women, yet they are diagnosed with mental health conditions such as mood disorders and depression at significantly lower rates. Many men are reluctant to seek help or speak openly about their problems because of deeply ingrained social and cultural expectations that label men who express vulnerability as weak. For generations, our society has long reinforced the belief that men must be self-reliant and capable of solving their problems alone. This harmful belief drives men to suppress their emotions and steer away from seeking help. Research has shown that only 17% of males in the United States have received mental health treatment like therapy. Studies along with this show that not reaching out for help and bottling up your emotions leads to an increased risk in anxiety, depression, and even physical health issues such as high blood pressure and heart disease. How can we expect men in our country to fulfill their roles as workers, friends, partners, fathers, or grandfathers when constantly bottling up their emotions leaves them with physical and mental burdens? With this information, we can now clearly see that we are living during a men's mental health crisis. This can lead us into our next question. Is it fair to all concerned? Oftentimes when we talk about men's mental health, people assume it only impacts men themselves. However, this is not the case. Through my experiences as a 9-year-old boy who didn't understand his emotions, I have learned that it led me to walk off the soccer field and turn my sadness into anger, lashing out towards family members, weakening our relationships. The Oscar award-winning movie, Good Will Hunting, also shows how men's mental health is fair to all concerned. Will, the main character, struggles to manage his relationships as he doesn't understand how to use his emotions. However, through therapy with Dr. McGuire, Will learns to help better manage and use these emotions to help build and strengthen relationships. This movie, as well as my experiences, helps prove the fact that men's mental health is fair to all concerned. When asked whether a society where men feel comfortable sharing and expressing their emotions builds goodwill and better friendships, the only viable answer is yes. I began going to therapy around age 9, and it was extremely difficult because of the stigma surrounding boys seeking help. It was extremely difficult for me to openly discuss the frustration, fear, and apprehension I carried because I didn't know any other man who had gone to therapy. However, when I finally opened up and told my family members, I was surprised by their response. My grandfather, a role model I've always admired, shared that he too had gone to therapy. That moment gave me a sense of ease and helped me understand that vulnerability doesn't diminish strength. It can build it. Men shouldn't be afraid to share their feelings or how they are helping themselves, yet this cycle of silence persists. By offering men, their families, and communities to be able to openly discuss their feelings, we can break that cycle and help build healthier, stronger relationships. This can lead us to our final question. Will raising awareness and addressing the men's mental health crisis benefit everyone? In her TED Talk, The Power of Vulnerability, Brené Brown emphasizes that vulnerability is key to building trust, empathy, and stronger relationships. For years, I hid my therapy sessions from friends, pretending they were routine appointments. However, I wanted to be honest and tell them that I was seeking help in hopes that they too might seek help without fear. I was surprised by their response. One of my closest friends admitted he was interested in therapy but hadn't gone yet, fearing because he felt trapped from the pressure from his parents. He wanted to follow his own path and do what he wanted, but hadn't gone yet, fearing judgment, especially from his father. This fear is all too common among young men because of the stigma surrounding boys seeking help. By addressing this issue, we acknowledge a difficult truth while creating fairness by offering men, their families, and communities a chance to thrive. In the end, supporting men's mental health and allowing these men to openly discuss their feelings, we can give them a better place to discuss their feelings. For my journey from a young boy who once feared judgment to a young man who now openly discusses and brings attention to mental health, I have learned how truly transformative this experience has been. Overcoming the fear of vulnerability taught me that it does not diminish strength. It can build it. Vulnerability doesn't diminish who we are. It strengthens our ability to lead, connect, and thrive, helping us build a more compassionate and understanding world for everyone. Thank you.